Hello everyone. Today's topic is Western blotting, also known as immunoblotting. Western blotting is a widely used technique that helps for detection of specific proteins present in blood serum. There are two more similar blotting techniques are available. These are Southern blotting technique used to detect DNA molecule and Northern blotting technique which detects RNA molecule. At the end of this class, you will be able to learn how Western blotting is performed in diagnostic labs. Sometimes doctors cannot diagnose the disease only by physical examination. They need laboratory test reports to confirm the illness. In the same way, the ELISA technique is not sufficient to diagnose HIV infection. It needs Western blotting technique to confirm HIV, especially for patients who are falsely diagnosed as HIV positive. 5 steps of testing procedure will show us how HIV causative antigens or proteins are detected by Western blotting technique. The first step here is sample preparation. In this step, firstly, we need to collect patient's blood, which contains all cellular components along with our protein of interest. We don't need other cellular components such as RBC, WBC, platelets, etc. So we must centrifuge the sample to separate supernatant blood serum, which contains multiple proteins, including target protein molecules. Then we add few chemical agents to blood serum to prepare a sample solution. These agents include SDS, sodium dodecyl sulfate, and bromophenol blue. SDS is used as an anionic detergent to produce negatively charged proteins. Also denatures protein molecule. And bromophenol blue, which gives blue color to the protein sample. Now we enter into the second step, that is gel electrophoresis. Here we introduce the sample on polyacrylamide gel, which contains gel matrix through which proteins are separated based on their molecular weights. So this process is called SDS page process. It is abbreviated as sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. In this process, range from 5 to 250 kilodalton units of molecular mass can be easily separated on gel. Separation is also dependent on pore size of the gel matrix. Here, the percentage of polyacrylamide gel gives small pore size of gel matrix. Here, the sample is moved from negative to positive end due to repulsive forces developed between negative electrode and negatively charged proteins present in the serum. Usually, gel electrophoresis is performed with 200 volts electric current for about 1 hour, and also experiment is carried at cool temperatures to prevent protein degradation. Next step is known as membrane transfer. It is an essential step to transfer all proteins from polyacrylamide gel to a suitable membrane because gel is a network-like structure based only for separation, but membrane has an excellent binding and retention capabilities for the blotting or fixation of protein molecules. The mostly common used membrane is made with nitrocellulose, sometimes PVDF, polyvinyl, polyvinylidene difluoride is used as membrane component. The whole transfer process is done in a buffer tank, contains transfer buffer such as methanol, which facilitates protein binding on the membrane. Now we are moving to the fourth step, that is marking target proteins. This is an actual step where we can mark our interest of antigen or protein from the rest of the protein molecules on the membrane. We add blocking agents to reduce non-specific binding by antibodies. Here we use skimmed milk 5% BSA, that is bovine serum albumin, as blocking agents. Then we introduce primary antibodies which bind with target antigens. Now we incubate the membrane to form antigen antibody complex and wash membrane with PBS, that is phosphate buffer saline, as washing solvent. Finally, we add enzyme labeled secondary antibody to mark primary antibody, which is already bound with target antigen. Here we use horseradish peroxidase coupled antibody as secondary antibody. Sometimes we use fluorophore conjugated antibody as secondary antibodies. These enzyme conjugates are attached at epitopic sites of primary antibodies. Results increase the sensitivity of detection, leads to amplify the signal. Then we add color producing substrate which produces color protein bands on membrane. That indicates target antigen is present in patient blood. Here we reach to the final step, that is detection. So this is a visualization step used to detect specific target antigens or protein of interest by colored or thick protein bands. There are three main techniques used for visualizing blotted proteins. These are colorimetric technique, chemiluminescent technique, and fluorescence technique, in which fluorescence technique is most widely used technique. Here, fluorophore conjugated antibodies are used as secondary antibodies that can be easily visualized and helped for detecting target antigens. So this is about Western blotting technique. Thank you.